from the first pool, 1 team from the second pool, and 2 teams from the third pool. Team EVOS Singapore will be automatically seeded into Group A due to the home ground advantage of winning MPL Malaysia Singapore Season 4. In each group, each team will play 3 best-of-3 round-robin matches. Placings will be determined through the point system, with 3 points awarded for a 2-0 match, 2 points for a 2-1 match, 1 point for a 1-2 match, and 0 points for a 0-2 match. With that, the top 2 teams of each group will proceed to the playoffs, with the first place teams in the upper bracket and the second place teams in the lower bracket. These 8 teams will then go through a best-of-3 double elimination format. Day 1. All 8 teams will play on the first day of the playoffs. All matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Day 2. The lower bracket matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. The winner bracket finals will be played in best-of-5 format. Loser going into the lower bracket finals the next day. Day 3. The lower bracket finals will be played in a best-of-5 format as the starting match of the day. The grand finals will then be played in best-of-7 format. The upper bracket team will be given side pick priority first. And with that, the first ever world champion of Mobile Legends Bang Bang will be crowned. Tune in starting this 11th November to witness history being made.
Alright guys, that is the tournament format, and you must be wondering, who are these 2 big guys over here? Well, we are your so-called panelists. Yeah? I'm Mats, and he's Lai Chi Kang, or you can call him as Chi.
Yep,
so
Chi
how are you doing, sir, for today?
Yep, I'm good, thank you very much. How are you? It's
Yeah.
been quite some time and I haven't met you, but thank God today
Yeah,
that
today,
I
man.
get to be with you in the same room.
Yeah, destiny fated here for us, thanks to M1.
Not
and
my favorite subject, but my favorite person it is.
Alright, so again, thank you thank you Fatal 5-Way for that epic intro. Alright, apparently they did not use his branded name, he's using Fatal 5-Way, so thank you again for that epic intro, very epic.
Holding my laugh actually.
Yeah, we were holding our laughs actually. He's actually over there. Alright,
Yep.
so again, this is the M1 World Championship group draw show.
Yep.
Where we're gonna draw 16 teams into 4 groups, right?
Yep,
And we have 3 kind of
of
pools.
14 countries.
Yes, 14 countries. Again, M1 World Championship, we have 250,000 USD on the line here. Group stages will start from the 11th until 14th, while the main event will start from the 15th until 17th of November, and the main event will be at the Axiata Stadium, Kuala
Yes.
Lumpur. So make sure you guys buy your tickets right now. I heard that the gold ticket has been sold out.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Gold
still
ticket
have
has
the
been
bronze
sold
and
out,
silver though.
but you still have chances to be attending the M1 World Championship 2019.
Alright, now speaking of the group show, we have again 16 teams. What do you think about the 16 teams that is participating in M1?
Well, obviously we in the C regions we already know the MPL.
Yeah, the
you know,
Southeast Asia
all
region,
the good stuff
definitely.
in MPL, of course. And we as Malaysian, we holds up high hopes for the Malaysian teams, both Toda and XCC.
Yeah,
right?
Toda Executive Sport is the qualified team from Malaysia to go to M1. We also have EVOS SG, which is the winners of the MPL Season 4, and has been seeded to Group A because of whole ground advantage. And we also have the MPL Myanmar champions, which is Burmese Bulls.
Gold, yeah.
And not to forget as well, MPL Indonesia for EVOS Legends, and also RRQ together with MPL PH, where the champions is actually Team Sparks, and the runner-up will be Onyx Philippines.
True. And that leave the rest of the teams coming from the regional qualified
Yeah,
team.
the M1 regional
the M1
qualifiers.
qualified team with from Cambodia we have Impunity KH.
Yes.
And then the VAC Fantasy main from Vietnam. And the use, it is really hard to pronounce this one.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not sure it's Deus Volt or Deus Volt.
Yeah,
But
I know it's fine. I think.
yeah, it is from Russian team. And then Evil Esport from Turkey, Candy Comeback. What a good name.
Can they come back?
Yeah, from Laos. And Team Gosu, which recently really hit onto our scene.
Yeah,
I've
we've heard some news from them.
Yeah.
I think we actually save it for later on.
Yeah, we save
We're
it
gonna
for
save it for
later,
later on.
Yeah.
So make
Save
sure you
the
guys
good
stay
news
tuned.
for later, yeah. Good
Yeah.
And then we have Los Gaming, 10S Gaming, or I think it's 10 Second
10
Gaming
Seconds
Plus
Gaming, yeah.
from Japan.
Mhm.
And lastly, Geo Esports
Geo Esports.
from Brazil.
So teams from all around the world, from every continent, is going to be participating in M1. And special thing about M1 this year is that Malaysia is the first host of this Mobile Legends World Championship.
I am really excited.
Yeah.
This is the very first time of Mobile Legends history that we have a World Championship.
To be honest, it's
And
actually
we
the
are
first
on
time
that.
Malaysia
Yeah.
to hold a global event as venue.
Yeah,
The
true.
last time we see is another games major, but this time this is the first ever, and we are the first host of the global tournament for Mobile Legends. Right? We have to thank as well Moonton for actually presenting M1 to us, and as well for thank you to YouTube for broadcasting our M1 later, and also our live show right now, and also you Mobile for participating in our M1 World Championship. So the pull-outs for the group stages is going to start soon. I think everybody's eager to see which team is going to be in Group A, B, C, or D, and which of their favorite team is going to fight in against which other team. So many witches here in our draw show. So now, okay, we have three kind of pools, correct? Pool 1, Pool 2, and Pool 3. Pool 1 and Pool 2 is basically MPL qualified teams.
Okay.
And Pool 3 is the M1 regional qualified
Okay.
teams. Alright, so we know how good, or we know very well our MPL qualified teams, because basically Southeast Asia, we covered it very well in our in their reflected MPLs in all MPL Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Philippines. So we're gonna put them aside. The new teams coming in, the M1 regional qualified teams.
Okay.
We have 8 of them coming from 8 countries. What's your opinion on that? But before that, you're gonna have to hold it on. Like Chika's gonna give you first opinion later on.
Right here because we are going to
we're gonna have a short break, but do tune in right after this, the pullouts for our draw live show.
Girls with the nails done. Girls with the nails done. Girls with
told us that it's just a game. That nothing will ever come out of it. That it won't bring us fame or glory. That it won't make our country proud. They told us to stop wasting our time. Well, let them say all they want. We'll prove it to them. We'll be the champions. Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship 2019. M1.
And welcome back, everybody. This is the M1 Championship live draw show where we're going to be putting teams into different groups so we can see where things are going to be placed around here. Now, just to explain it to you guys, we have already shown you the tournament format. Now we're going to be showing you guys how we're going to be doing this live group draw. In front of us, we have plenty of options. Looking at Group A, B, C, and D, that's where these teams are going to be put in. Pool 1 and 2 consisting of these MPL winners and have qualified to bring in Pool 3 M1 qualifiers from across the globe. They're going to each individually be picked out and be put into their separate groups in this particular order, as you can see on the graphic. Group B, P1, eventually it will move on to Group C and Group D, and after Pool 1 is finished, we'll be moving on to Pool 2 and Pool 3 respectively. Now, if you guys are ready, we're getting super close to actually being able to start this off. But one more thing you must be wondering, what happens if two regions are put within the same group? Well, if that is the case, we will be taking that team and pushing them over to the next group and continue the draw until we finally have our groups to be finished. So don't expect to see Indonesia fighting Indonesia within their own group or MPL, MYSG going against each other. Same thing goes for the Philippines. So if you guys are just as excited as I am, let's get this show on the road. For the most part, we've got plenty of guests coming in here, and we have our beautiful casters to kind of give us a better in-depth explanations over there. We're going to throw it over to them in a little bit, but more importantly, we have to introduce some of our guests who are on the show with me today. That's going to be a very exciting time to kind of get the ball rolling here. And if you guys in chat, live on YouTube Gaming, just let your favorite teams know that you're supporting them in the chat itself, because they're going to be watching and they're going to be just as excited as you guys to actually go into these games, especially to see where they're going to be placed, because there are some tough competitors. We've got plenty of teams from all over the globe, and we all want to get this show on the road here. Now, let's finally get this show on the road. We have our live drafting guests. Thank you so much for joining us today as we do it today. This is as well as Putri. Thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to be starting the live draw here. We're going to be starting with Pool 1, as you guys have seen just now. Let us begin the first draw. Now, we want to make sure that everything is fair, everything is clear, so you can see that there's no tampering, none of that nonsense. And here we ghouls from the Myanmar side. I repeat one more time, Burmese ghouls will be placed into Group B. We're going to throw it over to our casters. Tell us, Atmats and Lychee, what you guys think about this.
I mean, Burmese school is like, oh, I thought we were looking at him. I thought we were looking at him, so we're actually looking at the cameras. Yeah, so yeah. So actually, Burmese Goal is the team that qualified from MPL via Myanmar.
Yes, Myanmar.
Where they are the winners of them.
The champion.
MPL. They are
the
champions
MPL
of it.
Myanmar.
We've seen Burmese Goal coming in other competitive tournaments before, so it will be a very interesting thing coming in Group A alongside with EVOS SG.
Yep, definitely. And just look at the statistic. we know that they are very competent to takes on the MPL Myanmar.
Yeah.
But how does they actually fare onto the rest of the MPL teams?
Yeah, we just have to see, man. We only have two teams currently in. Two teams currently in the groupings. Group A is EVOS SG. Group B is Burmese Gold. So the lineup here, you can see Ice S, Ruby Double D, MB, Ace 007, and Kid 001. Most interesting thing is that Claude 91.5% win rate on the Maybe. So what do you think? Fatal 5-way.
Oh, you just had to pull that one off. Honestly, maybe he's looking really good. That 91% win rate is kind of nuts. But I think more importantly, what are their dedicated roles? Because these guys, it looks like they kind of jumble it up. Certain people play Cho, others are playing Cho. The tank is Cho. Leomord is in 2 different places. What's up with that?
Alright, okay, most of the teams that is playing in the tournament, most of them are flexible in terms of role. They won't stick to one particular role, just like you'll see here. Burmese Schools, for example, Ice has the capabilities to go for a jungle Cho and also a supporting Kufra and also Grok.
That's a really good point. All right, now, congratulations, Burmese Bulls. Before we move any further, I have to mention this one thing that it kind of slipped my mind, but it's going to be EVOS SG has already been put into Group A thanks to our well, I wouldn't like to say home ground advantage, but they recently have been the champions of the MPL, and because it's in Malaysia, they have the right to already be put into Group A. So now that we've kind of cleared it up, let's go on to the next draw. We are looking for a team to go into Group C here. Now, looking at how it's going so far, for Pool 1, we still have a couple more options left to go. Let's actually go for the next draw. Two teams left to be selected here. It's going to be EVOS Legends as well as Sunspark, who's going to be joining them in Group C. It's going to be Sunspark from the Philippines.
Quite a tough team, I would say. But anything that I would say, I really need to wait. Who's are they going to be paired in the respective?
Actually, I'm kind of disappointed that Brand Esports is not qualified from the MPL.
I kinda.
But they actually renamed it to Sunsparks. It's okay. So yeah, there you go. Sunspark. We have Raflesia, Fuzaket, KL, VJ, JP, and Renzio. Their sub is SK Flex. Very thorough.
Look at that. Look at that.
Quite
Renzio
good.
with a 92% on Terizla.
Yeah, that's a common thing because there's a moment where Terizla is quite overpowered, but it was patched over just a little bit.
He is really mostly in the meta right now. You
Yeah,
see a lot
very
of
good
Terizla
high.
during the MPL.
Yeah, very high pick as well, especially on the top side. So all is fair. I think Sunsparks, being the champions from MPL Philippines, will be a very tough team to beat here for those who are coming to Group C.
Yes, definitely. So, what do you think, Gideon?
Are you okay with Sunsparks in Group C though?
I mean, honestly, this is everybody. We have to understand that each of Pool 1 is going to be in this separate group. These teams will never see each other. But, you know, I'm excited to see who else is actually going to join them in that side of Group C. We don't know just yet. It's a little too early, like Chi actually mentioned earlier. Which brings us to our next draw. I mean, we all know who it's going to be. Let's do it real quick right here, right now. Group D is going to be the next pick, and we all know who it's going to be. Pool 1, it's all been set. Let's crack that open. They recently just won MPL Indonesia. What are your guys' thoughts? I have to know.
Well, with 250k concurrent viewers on the live stream, I think EVOS Legend has a lot on their hands. Not only that, they will be placed in Group D. So I hope that maybe they will be facing another Malaysian team because you know the Indonesia-Malaysia rivalry coming in. So I hope that teams, EVOS Legends could actually be facing either Todak or XCC Sports in their respective group. And here you go, EVOS Legends.
Definitely. Yep. We have Aura 1, Donkey, Luminaire, and Rek in the team. And these guys, I've seen them play, and they are really...
They just finished MPL Indonesia like what? A few days ago?
Yep.
So
Very recently.
yeah, very
I would say
recent.
Very recently.
And actually, the star player here is Donkey on Chow. They say that if you have Chow available and EVOS Legends has it and they put it on Donkey,
yeah.
it's
they-
basically a win game.
Yeah, definitely win.
Basically a win
That's
game.
what the community says.
Yes. And no, Stud says as well though. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but again, very good lineup here coming in from EVOS Legends. So I hope that those teams that are coming in into Group D with EVOS Legends would actually put out a good fight.
Definitely. But as Gideon would say, it's still early to say. So I'll
Yeah.
be passing back the baton to Fatal Flyway.
Thank you, guys. I mean, honestly, EVOS Legends, they're super hyped. They're looking really, really good to win it all. Some of the favorites, and especially with a lot of Indonesian fans by their back. It's kind of interesting that Rekt, I was just having a look at it. Rekt had a pretty good win rate on Saber out of all things. Like, he doesn't show up too often, but the fact that he has it is something to kind of be aware of coming into Group D. But now we're moving on to Pool 2. Let's see these rivalries happen in the group stage. We've got RRQ, Onyx, Todak, Axis Esports in Pool 2. They're going to be associated in each of the groups, and I don't know about you guys. Maybe we'll get the caster's opinion a little bit later on some of these particularly interesting rivalries here.
Definitely.
PH Lang Malakas. Alright, Philippine Lang Malakas.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because I've casted the Philippines teams before, like how good
Okay.
they are playing. So Philippine Lang Malakas. Hoi! Yeah, our Gapo casters here. So that's
I'm unable to reply in Tagalog. I'm so sorry.
actually, I think among all four of pool number 1, I think, in my opinion as a caster, not of me bias or something, stat-wise, Sunspot looks strongest among all. They were the former brand Limitless. They rebrand the brand into Sunsparks.
Yes.
So, and Brand Esport is an organization in Mobile Legends that is said to be a very Malakas team.
Okay. Okay. What is Malakas? I have to ask.
Strong.
Okay, strong.
So,
I'm so
yes,
sorry.
strong.
Yeah.
Alright, so, okay. I think we have to take a short break for pool number 2. But I hope you guys still. Oh my god, I have no breath right here. I hope you guys still stay tuned in our live draw. Next thing is gonna be pool number 2 for our M1 World Championship live group draw
Yeah.
show. Oh, that's a tongue twister there.
Basically, what he's saying is, see you guys later in a minute.
Girls with the nails done. I like the girls with the nails done. Girls with the
They told us that it's just a game. That nothing will ever come out of it. That it won't bring us fame or glory. That it won't make our country proud. They told us to stop wasting our time. Well, let them say all they want. We'll prove it to them. We'll be the champions. Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship 2019. M1.
And we are already back to give you guys just a little bit more action here. We're gonna jump straight into it. We wanna know who in Pool 2 will be facing some of these incredibly difficultly strong teams. So let's immediately go straight to it for Pool 2. Now, Pool 2, a lot of interesting people are inside. We've got RRQ, Onyx, Kodak, as well as Axis Esports within these pools, who will be facing EVOS Esports SG in Group A. Going to be Axis Esports from Malaysia. I can see the casters. They're super happy. I'm going to throw it over to them. Boys, take it away.
Alright, the thing is, they will not be in Group A. Because Singapore, Malaysia, same MPL could not be in the same group. That's why we're actually laughing, Gideon. So as of right now, okay, Axios is coming up, but they're gonna be seeded in Group B alongside with Burmese Ghouls. All right. So Axios Esports recently had a very good performance in MPL MYSG, but sadly fall off at number 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
yeah. So they did not win the particular MPL. However, they did come in strong. A very new team coming into the MPL. Some say this is the Greenhorns' luck. Yeah,
I wouldn't say Greenhorns' luck.
Yeah, but they still have very good performance alongside outside of MPL.
I've been observing Axis Esports quite loosely. Never mind. Let's see. We have Evil Act, Long, Scott, Z, Lacit, and Rain.
You know, basically this lineup is like the old MYA lineup.
I would say Reborn lineup.
Almost.
Yeah. Alright. But the most interesting person in the Axis Esports, I think, is Scott.
Scott.
I would say Scott.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah.
Scott pretty much did all the gameplays. If Scott fails, the team fails.
So basically, Scott is the backbone of
Yes,
Axis
Scott is the
Esports.
backbone.
Yeah, once Scott's break, everything broken down.
Yeah.
So Axis Esports yet again will be seeded in Group B, not in Group A, because the rule says that the teams on the same MPL will never be seeded in the same groups. Yeah, so I think, Gideon, we should proceed to the next pool for still in Group A.
Thanks, dude. No. That was absolutely my mistake. You definitely should have called me out on it. Axis Esports, my bad, should have been in Group B. They're going to be going up against Burmese Ghouls, so on, so forth. But I'm excited to see how that's going to play out later. But don't worry, we'll fix it accordingly. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
But more importantly, who is going into the next group? I'm excited to see because, again, we're going to be looking to put that team into Group A. And hopefully it's not a Malaysian team because we're excited to see whether Onyx or RRQ is going to be up against.
Well, the chances is like what, 35%?
35%?
33.3%.
You're right.
Yeah, 33.3%.
That is why they call him Matt.
The door's that way.
The door has it.
Get out of here.
All right.
I'm not going to take that.
Okay, Fatal 5-8, next pool. Come on.
All right, let's do the next pool. Could you take the next one? Let's see. Hopefully we don't give production a bit more of a headache and get another Malaysian team this time around. But I'm excited to see, especially when you're up against some tough competitors. Onyx, recently new.
Oh
boy.
I saw Malaysian flag.
It's a Malaysian team.
It's gonna be Todak that's going to be put into Group C this time. Todak is going to be put into Group C. And I mean, let's talk about this a little bit because they're going to be going up against Sunspark. And this kind of brings up the question, Philippines going up against Malaysia, which one's better?
I think at Mats, this is going to be, you're going to be excited for this.
Yes, for sure, because Todak is one of the teams that had the best hype during MPL Season 4 in MPL MYSG. Because everybody was expecting, oh, Todak's gonna win, Todak's gonna win. But EVOS SG prepared themselves, huddled through, and actually wins Todak Esports on the last round, yeah? Bringing in 5 rounds to actually settle the game. So here you go, Todak Esports, we have Moon, Chiku, E1, X-Ray, Nanas, and Sub Lai Chi.
Not me.
Not Lai Chi Kang, alright, a different Lai Chi. And Todak, most of their members are players from a team formerly known as Mystic Burden.
Okay.
Alright, so they had their journey, you know, stumbled here and there, and finally they managed to group up and added some new members and named themselves Todak. And did you know Todak is also an apparel brand, which is the same brand that has acquired this draft into this team.
I see. And on to Todak, right?
Yeah.
I heard a little bit from the Nas where there is something actually happened during the fights against EVOS that cost them the game.
Let that be a drama. Okay, we don't want to let it be here. All right, we don't let it be here. I know what you're going to talk about. All right, but
I'm just giving a little bit to the spectators. I'm sorry, to the viewers. Probably you can go and Google it yourself.
yeah, okay. Now we're putting back towards the M1 group stage. They're gonna be seeded at Group C. Apparently, it's still again EVOS SG will never be grouped with Todak, neither with Axis, because MPL MYSG, same MPL, you cannot be grouped in. So Todak will be pushed to Group C. But something worrying about Todak is Sunspark though. Gideon, how? Lang Malacca Sunsparks.
Lang Malacca.
You gotta put me on the spot like that. All right. Honestly, looking at, Sunspark, I do think they're an incredibly strong team. Philippines overall, we know them as some of the best mechanically strong, talented, just raw powered teams. And I'm excited to see how, Todak is, I would like to say generally brand new, but they've been winning a lot locally.
But the thing is, the community has been chanting this. Todak is the #1 team in Malaysia.
I mean, #1 team in Malaysia, but again, this is why M1 is kind of beautiful, because we get to see them go up into an international level. Better question is, who's going to be facing, the EVOSes of Group A and D? Let's find out. Let's do the next draw. Now, it's either going to be Onyx or RRQ, and it's pretty interesting because both teams are very, very tough competitors compared to the rest of them, and honestly, here we have it. It's going to be Onyx Esports from the Philippines going up against EVOS SG within Group A. And this is going to be pretty interesting because they're relatively new. I mean, I've heard a lot about this team. They look good. Casters, any thoughts?
We've seen Onyx perform before, right? They were the champions for
The Philippines.
No, they were champions for the last season MPL.
Okay, yeah.
MSC, yes, thank you. They were champions for the MSC 2018 in Indonesia.
Definitely.
Yeah, 2019, sorry, I can't remember. But there's so many stats for me to give. But yeah, Onyx Esports is one of the strongest teams here. And why are they placing Group D? They should be placing Group A. I don't understand why. But yeah, Onyx
should be in the
Philippines
Group A.
should be in Group A,
Yeah,
because
should
we
be in
have
the Group
pushed Axis and Todak to Group C.
So
Now, Mr. Lychee right here. Onyx Philippines and EVOS Singapore. What do you think?
remember, there is that one time during the MSCU where everybody is talking about Onyx because Onyx is so damn good.
Yeah, so damn good. That's why they're crowned champions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here you go, the lineup for Onyx. We have Oh My Venus, Zico, Wise, Dla, Liak Nu, and also Greed as their sub. Liak Nu stats, man. And the 100% win rate on Estes
I think the one
on MPL Singapore, Philippines.
that one guy that we really have to give a spotlight in Onyx is probably Wise. He's making a lot of fantastic gameplay back during the MSC, and I am wondering what do they have onto M1. Gideon, probably? Any thoughts?
Well, honestly, we got to hold it on for a second because it doesn't matter which team they're facing. Both EVOS are extremely, extremely powerful, and I wouldn't want to be in a group with either one of them, personally. But let's do the final draw. We all know what it's going to be, but for formality's sake, would you take the last final one? We all saw this coming. It's going to be RRQ, and these guys have been around for so long. They built a huge fan base, and it's time for them to actually go for it and push on through. Now, just to explain it a little bit, remember, Indonesian teams can't go against Indonesian teams, so they pushed forward. Group A, they will go. Tell us a little bit more about them, a little bit more.
Okay, now I understand why Onyx is in Group D. I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Gideon, for pointing out. Yes, RRQ is RRQ. It's a team, again, as said by Fatal 5-Way, is a team that has been in the scene for quite some time, but still yet to try to become like a very solid team. They won, I believe it was season 2 of MPL Indonesia. At Angriak Mall, I can't remember the mall. But
I'm afraid if I chip in, it's going to be wrong answer.
Yeah,
so
but they were once an MPL champion before, but they could not penetrate it more later.
Yeah.
I wish to actually explain the lineup, but we don't have much time. So there you go, guys. We just finished Pool 2 of our groups. You can see Group A is going to be EVOS Singapore and also RRQ. Sorry, Group B is going to be Burmese Ghouls and also Lexis Esports. Group C is going to be Sunsparks and Todak. Group D will be EVOS Legends from Indonesia and also Onyx Philippines.
Definitely. And out of these 4 groups, just out of curiosity, which one do you really...
I think Group D will be a more challenging group here right now,
Group
as of
D.
now. Yeah,
Currently,
because
Group D,
EVOS
okay.
Legend and Onyx to me is like on a almost same par level.
Okay.
Yeah, almost on the same par level. Group C will be a tough spot here for Todak. Sunspark looks very strong in
I
MPL
would say
Philippines.
Group C because...
For
both
you,
of
Group
the-
C.
Yeah, I would say Group C because Sunspark is currently the best in the Philippines against Todak the best in Malaysia. But hold on to that because we still have more teams to be taken out from the pool.
Alright guys, so we're gonna have a short break here. Right after this is gonna be pool number 3, which is the M1 regional qualified teams. This is the M1 World Championship 2019 Group Draw Show. I'm Ed Mats, he's Lai Chikang. We will be right back right after this.
Girls with nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with
They told us that it's just a game. That nothing will ever come out of it. That it won't bring us fame or glory. That it won't make our country proud. They told us to stop wasting our time. Well, let them say all they want. We'll prove it to them. We'll be the champions. Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship 2019. M1.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, you guys must have been just as confused as some of us here were, especially with the draft show. But two EVOS teams, we completely slipped our minds that in Group D, it's actually an Indonesian team, so we had to bump them up into Group A. All said and done, let's go for the final couple of draws here. This is going to be for the M1 regional qualifiers. Let's see where they're going to go. And first, we're going to start off with Group A. Let's do the first rounds of pick'ems here. Let's begin. Who is it going to be? Plenty of teams from across the world have really shown their grit and their worth coming for the M1 World Championship. The first draw has come. Here it is. Who is it going to be? It is going to be put into Group A. Ooh, Impunity KH. This is pretty interesting going into Group A here. Casters, let's give us some information. This is a Cambodian team here.
Yeah, we've seen Impunity come and go in the competitive scene for Mobile Legends.
Yep.
But they are coming back here after qualifying for M1 in their respective region, which is Cambodia. We have Prom, Paragon, Zens, Atev, Watt, and also Boom as the sub.
Alright, I'm quite a bit lost with Impunity, but they were a thing back in the day anyway.
Yeah.
I believe we are probably going to look a lot onto Paragon here with 3 win rates of 80% on 3 heroes.
Definitely a marksman role for him.
Yep,
And
definitely.
Granger, Bruno, and also Carry.
Especially Bruno. We don't really see much of Bruno's, but probably in the regional qualifier, Bruno is actually the tournament meta.
Alright, so Gideon, Punity, still remember this group?
I definitely remember it. I mean, they've been in the scene, again, you mentioned it on and off, I kind of agree with you here, but I think it's like kind of interesting how this team kind of plays out. They have like a Turizla who most likely, I'm assuming, is in that support position from 82%, like he's not being played as that traditional fighter, playing into that role of the support. It kind of tells you where this team's mentality is at, especially with the meta.
So yeah, I think Impunity will have a very good fight here in Group A, but quite tough against RRQ and also EVOS SG.
We do have EVOS SG and RRQ Keon into the group.
So
but anyway, I think Gideon will be wanted to pull another.
Yeah, I think we should proceed to Group B.
Let's go to Group B.
Let's go straight into Group B. We're gonna go with the next pick'ems here. Go for a stroll. Let's see who's it going to join them, especially in Group B against Axis as well as Burmese Ghouls. Let's crack this one open and figure out how is Group B going to be like?
Oh.
Pretty interesting pick here. It's going to be the representatives from Vietnam, VEC Fantasy Main. Casters, what you got to say about this region as a whole?
Man, VEC Fantasy Main. This is a new team to us, man.
Yep.
It's actually a very new team.
I have to be honest.
Yeah, it's Lucky, T-Max, TD, Saito, Brawley, and Hyde. That is what? Oh yeah, 66 members. So they have very good pretty win rate, especially on Saito with that Kimi 89.4%.
I would say Saito is a very consistent marksman here. And,
but not much on the carry though, he falls off.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's not what you call a crit kind of a marksman. He's more to a skillful kind of marksman. Claude and Kimi plays the best role for him.
89%. That should be something. And they are up against Burmese Ghouls as well as Axis Esports.
Yeah,
How do they fare?
I mean, looking among all of the groups A, B, and C and D, I think B is the most relaxed group. We have Burmese Ghouls, which
I'm gonna stop you guys right there. They're actually in Group A. That was my bad. That was my bad. I messed with y'all just now. I was messing with y'all. It wasn't a funny joke, but yes, they are in Group A.
Oh, we're gonna finish Group A, not Group B.
Yep.
Ah, I see. Man, you should tell me earlier.
Sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Alright. So basically, we finished up Group A. We're gonna finish up Group B. We're gonna finish up Group C and D. So basically, right now we have completed Group A.
So
with
Vec in
Fantasy
Group A.
Main coming in. Okay, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, blaming on Fatal 5-Way because it has 5 ways to confuse us.
I'm dyslexic. I'm just gonna put it out there.
But still, being
still,
in
yeah.
Group A, this is not going to be an easy route to anyone at all in the Group A, especially with EVOS SG.
I mean, I see maybe the fan says, or the community, or the competitive scene as a whole would see RRQ coming up from Group A as the top seeding, and maybe just a slanted chance on towards EVOS SG. But you have to take account Impunity and Vec Fantasy Main. They're a team that might be under the radar of RRQ and EVOS SG.
Yeah, and even under the radar of us as well. I mean, we don't really see much of them because we have been served with a lot of MPL teams.
Yeah, so Impunity and Vec Fantasy Main come in, might add some
Might bring
flavor.
something, yeah,
bring
might bring
something,
something
new
new.
for RRQ and also
Let's see
EVOS
what
SG.
they have into the table. So let's
Group
go
A.
to Group B.
Yeah, let's go. Let's complete Group B. Let's go, bro.
Thanks, guys. All right, let's finish up Group B here. Let's draw the next ball. Now, we've got still plenty of options to kind of go here, and I'm excited to kind of see, some of the more interesting teams. We talked about Vietnam, we've seen Overclockers perform in MSC. I think they're a pretty decent read. Let's crack this one open. Oh, here we go. It's going to be Candy Comeback from Laos. Qualified. This qualified team is going to be pretty interesting. I've got a couple of thoughts on them, but what do you guys have to say?
They're okay. I mean, it was a surprise because they're coming in from the region of Thailand, Laos.
Yeah.
And during that time, during their grand final match, it was between Thailand team, forgot the name, and also Candy Comeback. Apparently, it was seen that the Thailand team would win. But Candy Comeback shows that they really could actually come back and qualify from that respective region. So congrats to them. Congrats to Conan, Bister, Norse, Toms, and Ton MVP for coming into M1. However, the stats are not very colorful,
really eye
I can
candy.
say.
I would say not really delicious enough as a candy.
Yeah.
But,
So,
but still though, they actually recently put up onto their name. They make a comeback, so probably there's still hopes for Candy Comeback.
So Candy Comeback, a very delicious team right here from Laos. And before that, since we are actually on our live group draw, and we have 3 guys here, why not we have a guessing game? Okay, the loser have to buy TOIs. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's have a guessing game for. Let's have a guessing game here for Group B. Okay.
All right.
We have 5 more teams to go.
Okay.
Vec, Fantasy, and Impunity is already in Group A. Candy Comeback is already in Group B. So, Lai Chikang, which team do you think will be in Group B next?
I'm interested to see Gosu into Group B, but
Alright.
normally things that I am interested in don't really come true. So I would say Gio from Brazil.
Okay, I'm interested to see 10 Seconds Gaming Plus from Japan to be in
Okay.
Group B. So, Gideon, what's your prediction for the last slot in Group B before you
Personally?
take the pool?
Personally, I think it's going to be Geo here. Geo, they're looking like a pretty good
Up
team.
top.
Yeah, up top. But more importantly, let's go to the next draw and let's find out whether one of these teams will be going up against it. Let's do the draw. Now remember, this team will be placed into Group B. They will be going up against Candy Comeback, Axis Esports, and Burmese Ghouls. And It's going to be, wow, Chi, you nailed it. It's
Oh my God, he nailed
Team
it.
Gosu, the US representatives coming in to Group B. I mean, Chi, I gotta throw it over to you.
Wow, I am I am speechless. This is really what I wanted to see. Gosu coming from the US and A ups against our Axis Esport. This is really what I wanted to see.
Alright, we have General, Basic, Breezy, Kenray, and Orochi coming in from Gosu Gaming of the North American region. And I believe that you have a special story here, Lychee, to share towards the audience about Gosu Gaming.
Definitely. I was watching Gosu. I mean, I'm doing my research, right?
Yeah,
And
definitely,
then I came
bro,
across
definitely.
Gosu. And since Gosu actually really a hit currently in our C scene, and one interesting about them is their phenomenal 4 versus 5 gameplay.
Did they win that?
Huh? I'm sorry?
I mean, did they win that? 4
They
versus 5?
won the 4 versus 5. They only have four team members without General, because I heard that General actually stuck in the traffic.
What?
Yo, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I
Alright.
have to emphasize that. That's what I heard.
But having a 4v5, that is a magnificent feat to do.
Magnificent,
So-
phenomenal, fantastic gameplay. But I would really like to see how does Gosu really fare up against Burmese Gold as well as Axis Esports.
And also, can we come back?
Oh yeah, Candy come.
Yeah, so Group B has been completed. Only 4 slots left right here. It will be Geo Esports, Deuce Vault, 10 Second Gaming, and also Evil Gaming. Alright?
Okay.
So, Gideon, next, please.
All right, let's finish this. Let's round this all up. Group C, it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm excited to see how Gosu plays out as well. But let's do the draw here. Let's find out and complete Group C so we can have like a better overview at some of the chances of the teams here.
Man, they're going to be landed.
All right, here it is. We're cracking it open. It is going to be Geo Esports, the representatives of Brazil going into Group C. And as you guys mentioned, this is going to be a tough group. What are their odds?
Well, again, it's just going to be very hard for them to fight against Sunspark and Todak, 2 of the most favorable team coming in for Group C. However, Barian, Homies, Libra, Was, June, and also Aura as the sub should put in 200% and show how strong the Brazil region is.
I've seen them. I've seen Geo Esport plays, and they are not bad. But in terms of mechanics gameplay, they are. I wouldn't say they are lag behind of the Asian teams, but they still need to polish something to actually be on par with Toda and.
Yeah, we've seen all across other games, Latin American teams looks very strong. So I doubt that maybe Geo would fall off here. I think they will do very well on par with Todak and Sunspark, especially on Homies there. Renga, 94% win rate.
94%, definitely. That is a fantastic win rate, but we can just say.
Yeah,
Just
because,
yet. I mean,
because anything can happen, especially,
Anything can happen.
especially teams coming in from M5 qualified regions, because their strats is unknown.
True.
I mean, they showed some in their particular matches to be qualified.
Wait, yeah.
However, I think there are more strategies coming in from the teams that is still unknown to us. So now, Group C is going to be Geo Esports. Last slot here, right here, Group C. Fatal 5-way. I believe you won.
I would like to ask something.
Okay, never mind. Him or me?
I wanted to ask you
All
something.
right. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry. Fatal 5-way. We have to wait.
It's okay, it's okay.
Does the iced tea actually still on the table?
Sorry.
Does the iced tea is actually still on the table?
Almost. Almost. But you have to claim it from Gideon.
Whoa! Now you're putting it on me. All right. Let's keep it together here. Geo has already been put into Group C. Let's find out who's going to be joining them against arguably a really tough group here. Let's do the draw. Now we still have a couple of teams left here, and I think whoever finished this off.
This is going to be interesting.
Here we
I
go.
really hope evil.
It is evil, bro.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are just watching this, but yes, it is going to be Evil Esports, the representatives from Turkey who qualified all the way here. Any thoughts?
Very vague team coming in. They qualified in a very close regional.
One of the best team in Turkey so far.
So
And,
far,
yeah,
yeah,
one
so
of the
far.
best teams so far. And looking at their win rate, it's not so bad either. We
Yeah,
have Prasa, Luka, Itachi, Ash, Kadze, and Mocker. And I would say we have to look closely onto Itachi. I think in Turkey, Itachi will be one of the best support right now. 88% on drop rate. That is not bad. at
Not
all.
only a support, but also a tank. You can see that 3 players for the side of Evil Esports are support/tanks.
Yeah.
You got Prasa, Luka, Itachi playing this almost the same cycle. Grog is being played, all
Yeah.
3 of them.
Lolita.
Where they have,
Lolita and Kufra.
yep, Lolita being played by Prasa and Itachi. Luka may not like the character, goes for Kufra instead. However, that Rafaela, we've seen sometimes Rafaela being picked in the Southeast Asia region, but rarely we've seen her in the scene. But right now, with 76% on Prasa and 70% Luka, Rafael looks like maybe one of the popular picks in the Turkey
yeah.
region. Yeah.
Probably.
Well, probably. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Group C has been finished. So, have you have your turkey yet?
Well, hey, I honestly, looking at these guys, you brought up some really good points. These guys really like the Rafaelia. And again, in Group C, I think their odds, it's going to be a tough game.
It's gonna be a very tough group.
It's going to be a
Definitely,
really
it's going to be
tough.
really tough.
People are saying on the chat, Sunspark is gonna win.
I mean, we don't know just yet. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But let's finish up Group D now. Let's going to go for the last couple of draws. You know who it's going to be, but for formalities, let's do it one last time.
Oh man, the team I'm rooting for in the M1 qualified is gonna be in the most toughest group.
Yeah.
My group.
And the first group we're going to be talking about is going to be Deus Volt, the representatives from the Russian qualified zone. I mean, these guys, they were looking pretty good, but what do you guys have to say?
They are very, very good actually in the Russian league. I'm surprised. They played a very flashy kind of gameplay. If you can actually watch their VOD on YouTube, it's gonna be in Russian, right? With Russian casters. But if you focus enough on how they do rotations, on how they do executions, it will surprise your mind. It's like a whole
A new chapter.
a new level of gameplay that maybe some of the MPL teams in Southeast Asia should actually watch.
Definitely. I mean, everybody in M1 should watch everybody games at all, especially onto the other regions, because I believe that their gameplays, especially in the western part of the world, they probably have something else in the table to show to us.
So there you go. Deus or DOS Vault is there in Group D, and we know which is the last team, which is the team I'm rooting for. Apparently, it's being placed with Odic Philippines and also EVOS Legends.
Well, there's nothing much I can really say about that, but let's announce the final team here. And I mean, we all know who it's going to be, but yeah, as you mentioned, it's going to be a really strong group. Like, I personally don't want to be in Group D here. But here are your representatives coming all the way from Japan. It's 10 Second Gaming Plus.
Yeah, 10 Second Gaming Plus qualified here from Japan. And this is the Turkish lineup, but we're gonna ignore that.
Yep.
Okay, I know which is the 10S Gaming lineup, so we're gonna proceed here
disregard
with-
this one,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna
definitely.
disregard it here for a while. But 10 Second Gaming, I've seen their qualified match. They play a very simple Mobile Legend that you usually see in pub games, in
Okay.
pub ranked games. There's no kind of special strat that shows that, oh, this is a 10-second gaming strat.
I mean, sometimes simple stuff actually works well. So why actually repair something that is not broken?
That's correct. So with that being said, with the last team being placed in Group D, there you go, guys. The M1 World Championship group stages group teams A, B, C, and D.
All 16 teams from 14 countries. On to Group A, we have Evos SG, Reckham Keon, and then Impunity as well as Vec Fantasy Main.
Alright, Group B, we have Burmese Ghouls, Axis Esports, Candy Comebacks, and also Gosu Gaming.
And on to Group C, we have Sunsparks, Toda Geo from Brazil, and Evil Esport from Turkey.
And lastly, Group D, we have finished off EVOS Legend, Onyx Philippines, Dusvolk, and also 10 Second Gaming Plus. Okay, now we can actually predict
I would
properly.
say, before we predict, I would like to ask every and each one of us here in the room, which is going to be the most interesting group?
I think it will be Group C.
I would say Group B. What about you, Gideon?
Honestly, I would agree with Chi here because Group B is kind of anyone's game here. A lot of like interesting play styles. We know for a fact that Axis, they like to play, you know, that split push all the time. But then when you're bringing in Geo here, a little bit more they have a little bit more flashy plays. Like, I'm excited to see whether that's gonna, you know, under certain circumstances, whether it makes or breaks the team. But I just like to congratulate all the teams who are willing to participate in the M1 and definitely deserve to qualify in all their groups. So congratulations, claps all around for every single one of them. But let's talk and get into like the statistics and the nitty gritty with our casters about the probabilities of some of these teams to actually be crowned the first ever world champions. Casters, what are some of your thoughts?
Oh, man, this is actually hard, very hard to predict.
I was trying to avoid this kind of question.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid this question as well because once we pick a team, people will say, "Oh, you're actually biased."
Yeah,
to the team,
you are biased.
Or you have something that relates to the team, so that's why you're supporting. But I mean, number-wise, among all, Sunspark looks one of the
Promising.
best.
Okay.
EVOS Legends should be on the same stage as well. It's going to be a tough climb for Todak on Group C. Onyx as well for Group D. Geo maybe has a chance to horn it up with Todak, but against Sunspark, it's going to be tough. Evil Esports, a very dark horse in Group C.
Definitely.
We should actually see how they play first before we actually give our final word. Group D, again, as I said, EVOS Legends is like almost the same level.
Let's make it a
With
little
Sunspark.
bit easier.
Yeah.
I mean, guessing who's going to be crowned, the first M1 champion would probably be kind of hard.
Yes.
So, what's your take onto the top two on each group?
Oh, dang. You know, while we were on break, we were actually joking around. It might be a Southeast Asia finals. Joking around, bro. Yeah, we were just joking around. But Lai Chi Kang has given his views. Even Fatal Five-Way has given his views. I believe that maybe, as said by you guys, Geo would be qualifying from Group C together with Sunspark. Group A, I believe, in my opinion, it will be RRQ with Vec Fantasy Main.
I would say.
Trust me. I think it's me.
I would say Evo SG and RRQ.
Yeah. For Group B, Burmese Ghoul and Gosu. And that's all. So what's yours, actually, again, mine, Group A, is RRQ and Vec Fantasy Main.
I would say
Group-
EVOS SG and RRQ onto Group A. So
EVOS and
EVOS
RRQ.
and RRQ.
How about you, Fatal Five-Way, Group A?
Group A, personally, I'm thinking along the lines of RRQ, and I'm gonna be hot take, a little bit biased here, but I definitely feel a little bit more of a pull and connection with, you know, EVOS SG, and considering what are their odds, I think the biggest oddballs that they're going to have to deal with is dealing with Impurity, because they've got some pretty interesting ways to play the game, and more importantly, Vec, because the Vietnamese region in general, after seeing their performance in MSC with overclockers, they are very adaptive. So that could be that little bit of an edge that kind of pushes them out of the group stages.
All right. Now, Group B, as I said just now, I predict that maybe Burmese Schools and also Gosu Gaming is going to be qualified. How about you, Lai Chi Kang, and also Fatal Five-Way? Lai Chi
I
Kang
would
first.
say Axis Esports from Malaysia as well as Gosu.
Axis and Gosu.
Yeah, I would say Axis and
Fatal
Gosu.
Five-Way, how about
Fatal
you, Paul?
Five-Way.
Honestly, this group is tough. This group is tough. I think it's anybody's game here. Honestly, anybody could take this away. And I think Team Gosu, this is for them, not being in Group D or C is actually a huge, huge win. And maybe even Group A, I think this is their best opportunity to actually break out of the group. And it's important to kind of look at it this way. Axis Esports against Gosu Gaming, two very conflicting play styles. The same can go for Burmese Ghosts and as well as Candy Comeback. These guys, they know what they have to do. They have a particular style of game. The question is one style better than the other, or do they have to adapt to kind of push themselves out of the group stage? But to answer your question, I'm kind of feeling it that it's going to be Axis as well as Gosu. That's what I'm feeling like.
Man,
but it's a hard 50-50. Let me just say that. It's a hard 50-50.
I think you guys are ganking up on me, man. I'm not sure. Okay, now, they predicted the same. I'm the one, the oddball here. So now, Group C, Sunspark, Todak, Geo Evil. For me, it's going to be a Southeast Asia qualified team. It's going to be Sunspark and Todak.
It's the same. Finally, we have same thought.
Yeah. So
I think Gideon probably.
I mean, Geo could provide a challenge.
Yep, definitely.
Evil as well. But knowing how strong Sunspark and Todak is, I think this is the team that will come out from Group C. How about you, Fatal 5-way?
It's going to be a very tough climb for Geo and Evil.
Yeah.
Evil Esport team.
So Fatal, 5 ways to confuse us. How about you?
Honestly, I don't have much of a differing opinion here. I think all these teams, especially Sunspark as well as Todak, are some of the strongest teams coming into the competition, and not only because of their region, but overall their play style is very versatile, very wide, and they play a strong fundamental game. Like how you mentioned with the regional qualifiers from Japan, they play a very strong fundamental game, and I think because of the experience that both of these two teams have, that kind of gives them a little bit of an edge over the rest of the group.
Fundamental plays again, but I'm still going to see Sunspark and Todak coming out because they have fundamental plays. They have their particular strats where Todak loves the 3-man push, 1-1, 3-1-1 push. Sunspark, just every member doing very well. They can just do some pickoffs. There's a situation where they did a 4-man push in order to finish the game as fast as possible.
We can list out all the fancy plays that they can make, but we have to remember, in Mobile Legends, everything can happen.
Yes.
Nothing is for sure, and probably, we don't know, probably Geo will come up top in Group C. We don't know yet. So let's move on to Group D.
Yeah, the last group, let's predict before we end our draw show right here. Again, EVOS Legends, Onyx Philippines, Deuce Vault, and 10 Second Gaming Plus. For me, it's gonna be another Southeast Asian qualified team coming up from Group D. It's gonna be EVOS Legend and also Onyx Philippines.
I am thinking just the same as you are. And obviously, Onyx once had shown us a very, very good gameplay, very strong gameplay, but EVOS Legends just as well. I definitely think Onyx and EVOS Legends is going to be topping in the group, into Group D.
Alright, so how about you, Fatal 5-way? Do you see as well as a Southeast Asia group coming out from Group D, or do you think that those Vault and also 10 Second Gaming will actually have a fight here?
Honestly, this is looking at these teams once again. It's super tough, but I'm feeling so strongly about this because I've seen all these teams play. I think Deuce Vault, what gives them their edge is mainly how flashy their plays are, and I think some teams might underestimate them and they might just slip the rug under from a lot of these teams. But we're talking about two of very favorites to actually take this entire competition away, and I mean, EVOS Legends, they look absolutely ridiculous.
Oh
as
man,
well
MPL Indonesia, man.
Yeah, they are a crazy strong region. I think we can all agree on that. And though I don't want to give a bias and say that everybody has a chance, just the amount of experience that these guys have kind of accumulated in the time being, and with the roster that they have, they're looking really, really strong here. And I really think that, you know, other regions who don't have an MPL and have to go through the qualifiers, they're really going to have to put a lot of hard work, especially if they're going to get out of Group D.
I mean, it's the first World Cup, the World Championship. So maybe in M2, M3, M4, and further on, maybe it will not be a more Southeast Asia focused kind of prediction.
Yeah.
Maybe we will come up. Maybe Japan will be much
this
stronger.
is-
Brazil will be much stronger.
This is what I think a very good exposure, especially to us Asian, because we don't really see the other parts of the world
Yeah, because
play a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
Mobile Legends is. I mean, as of right now, before the M1, is basically Southeast Asian focused. But Moonton took the next step. Bringing
it globally, yes.
bringing Mobile Legends globally and bringing in as well competitive teams from different continents of the world. With this, we have more exposure for the teams playing in tournaments, especially globally, and also maybe good insight on how different
Definitely.
regions give out different kind of gameplays of Mobile
It's
Legends.
actually helped the whole ecosystem to grow a lot more.
Yes.
And what is your final thought?
Well, my final words would be best of luck for all the teams. 10 Second Gaming, good luck to you. I'm still rooting for you guys. In Japanese, 10 Second Gaming will be pronounced as Jubyo Gaming Prasu. Alright, so
Okay.
good luck to you guys. So,
It's
well,
the
just
same-
good luck.
It's the
Good
same
luck.
thing for me. It's a very new thing for us, and we are so excited that M1 is coming just around the corner. But anyhow, good luck to every team participating. So, what is your final thoughts? Fatal 5 Way of the Dragon.
Well, I honestly think this is going to be a really, really interesting M1 Group D, the group of death. It's just so difficult for some of the other teams to actually go up their competitors. Group C, Group B is going to be the most interesting because honestly, everybody has a great chance at taking bringing themselves out of the group stage and potentially becoming the first world champions. But to kind of conclude everything here, we're just going to do some quick housekeeping. We'd like to thank our sponsors, U Mobile, for making this happen. Remember that you're watching this live on YouTube Gaming, and especially a great big thanks to Moontun for presenting the M1, which we've been waiting for so long. And that's all my opinions. Casters, any last words?
Moonton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm very triggered over Fatal 5 Way. Moonton.
Munton. Alright,
All
Munton.
Okay,
And,
so hope you guys bought your tickets. I'm sorry,
I almost
gold.
forgot about the tickets.
Yeah.
Gold
has been sold out. Yeah, you have to go for silver and bronze. It's a 3 days access ticket. I believe that every ticket has a chance for a lucky draw.
Definitely.
And there is a chance for you to bring back either a motorcycle or something more. Okay.
Yep.
It's to do. Stay tuned as well. Do watch the group stages happening on the 11th until 14th. I believe I will be coming back. Lychee might be coming back as well. And do come as well again to Axiata Stadium, 15 to 17 November. For those who are not in Malaysia, come buy your flight tickets right now. Faster book it now because M1 is just right around the corner. And don't miss out on this first ever Mobile Legends World Tournament. And I believe that is all, Lychee.
Yep, that is all. M1 World Championship 2019 Mobile Legends went back, and we will see you there.
Goodbye, good day, and good night.
Girls with the